Hare Krishna, Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tira Vanachari Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Jaya Gopi Janavallabha Girivardhari Yashodanandana Braja Janaranjana 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 Yamuna Tira Vanachari Jamuna Tira Vanachari Jaya Radha Madhava Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astata Sata Sri Shrimad. His Divine Grace Srila Abhay Charnarvinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajikacharya Astata Sata Sri Shrimad. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Thakur Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Srila Namacharya Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda Ki Jai. Prem Sukoho Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhaktavrinda Ki Jai. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Ki Jai. Shri Shri Radhasham Sundar Ki Jai. Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Ki Jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Jai. Gaur Premanande Hari Hari Bol. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Sri Guru, Sri Sri Gauranga. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Shmate Bhaktivedanta Swami Tenamane. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharne. Sesa Sunivari Pasatarde Satarne. Reminds me of Narada. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jaya Mudirayat Nasta Praeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhagavati Naistaki Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nanda Gopal Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. So today we're studying Srimad Bhagavatam, And the topic today is Hati Mata, the mad elephant offense. So when we become angry and when we offend devotees, when we curse devotees, when we blaspheme devotees, when we criticize devotees, it can create a tremendous obstacle in our spiritual life. So today we'll discuss this topic a little bit briefly to the best of my capacity. It's said that some birds can fly very high in the sky, like eagles, and some birds can only fly a little bit up, like pigeons. So I'm more like a pigeon than an eagle. But to whatever capacity I have, I will do my best to delve into the subject matter. And seeking the blessings of all the devotees present, that I can speak for my purification and something of value from our Guru Parampara. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. So we're reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 17, text number 15. Atapapi asim yonim, Atapapi asim yonim, Asurhim yahi dormate, Asurhim yahi dormate, Yate habuyo mahatam, Yate habuyo mahatam, Nakarta putra kilbisham, Nakarta putra kilbisham, Atapapi asim yonim, Asurhim yahi dormate, Yate habuyo mahatam, Nakarta putra kilbisham, Atapapi asim yonim, Asurhim yahi dormate, Yate habuyo mahatam, Nakarta putra kilbisham. Please chant. Atapapi asim yonim, Asurim yahi dormate, Yate habuyo mahatam, Nakarta putra kilbisham, Atapapi asim yonim, Asurim yahi dormate, Yate habuyo mahatam, Nakarta putra kilbisham. Atapapi asim yonim, Asurim yahi dormate, Yate habuyo mahatam, Nakarta putra kilbisham, Atapapi asim yonim, Asurim yahi dormate, Yate habuyo mahatam, Nakarta putra kilbisham. Synonyms. Ataha, therefore. Papiyasim, most sinful. yonim, to the species of life, asurim, demoniac, yahi, go, durmate, O impudent one, yata, so that, iha, in this world, bhuyaha, again, mahatam, to great personalities, na, not, karta, will commit, putra, my dear son, kilbisham, any offense. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila Bhai Charnaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation: O impudent one, my dear son, now take birth in a low, sinful family of demons, so that you will not commit such an offense again toward exalted saintly persons in this world. Please repeat after me. O impudent one, my dear son, now take birth in a low sinful family of demons, so that you will not commit such an offense again toward exalted saintly persons in this world. Purport: one should be very careful not to commit offenses at the lotus feet of Vaishnavas, of whom Lord Shiva is the best. While instructing Srila Rupa Goswami, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu described an offense at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava as Hati Mata, a mad elephant. When a mad elephant enters a nice garden, it spoils the entire garden. Similarly, if one becomes like a mad elephant and commits offenses at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava, his entire spiritual career is halted. One should therefore be very careful not to commit offenses at the lotus feet of a Vaishnava. Mother Parvati was justified in punishing Chitraketu, for Chitraketu impudently criticized the Supreme Father, Mahadev, who is the father of the living entities conditioned within this material world. The goddess Durga is called Mother, and Lord Shiva is called Father. A pure Vaishnava should be very careful to engage in his specific duty without criticizing others. This is the safest position. Otherwise, if one tends to criticize others, he may commit the great offense of criticizing a Vaishnava. Because Chitraketu was undoubtedly a Vaishnava, he might have been surprised that Parvati had cursed him. Therefore, the goddess Parvati addressed him as Putra, or son. Everyone is the son of Mother Durga, but she is not an ordinary mother. As soon as there is a small discrepancy in a demon's behavior, Mother Durga immediately punishes the demon so that he may come to his senses. Devi esha gunamahi mama maya duratyaya mameva ye prapadyante mayametan taranti te. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome, but those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. To surrender to Krishna means to surrender to his devotees also, for no one can be a proper servant of Krishna unless he is a proper servant of a devotee. Chariya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Payechi Keba. Without serving a servant of Krishna, one cannot be elevated to being a servant of Krishna himself. Therefore, Mother Parvati spoke to Chitraketu exactly like a mother who says to her naughty child, "My dear child, I am punishing you so that you won't do anything like this again." This tendency of a mother to punish her child is found even in Mother Yashoda, who became the mother of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Mother Yashoda punished Krishna by binding him and showing him a stick. Thus it is the duty of a mother to chastise her beloved son, even in the case of the Supreme Lord. It is to be understood that Mother Durga was justified in punishing Chitraketu. This punishment was a boon to Chitraketu because, after taking birth as the demon Vritasura, he was promoted directly to Vaikuntha. Once again, the verse. Ata papiya sim yonim asurim yaha durmate yateha bhuyo mahatam na karta putra kilbisham. Om Jnanatimrandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Unmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Shtapitam Yena Bhutale Svayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Svapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Parakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vansha Kalpatrubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarane. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasari Gaura Bhakta-vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So it is my great honor and pleasure to be here this morning. There's so many wonderful devotees here in ISKCON Perth. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai Mandir. Haribo. We're here in this beautiful winter morning. It's May, I think, 8th today? Yeah. And this is also the 51st anniversary of Srila Prabhupada's visit to Perth. We see the poster behind us, the 50th anniversary. It's May 6th to 12th, right? Yeah. So we're here at May 8th. So we're right in the middle of Prabhupada's visit. So this kind of winter morning, same day, Prabhupada was here 51 years ago, and here in the city of Perth. So we're very delighted and fortunate to be here. So seeking once again blessings from all devotees, I can speak something appropriate on this topic of overcoming Vaishnava Aparad. So also very special thanks and gratitude to His Divine Grace, Srila Abhay Charnaravinda Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So without Srila Prabhupada's endeavors, none of us would be sitting here today. And I come from New York City, and the atmosphere there is so polluted that most likely if I had not met devotees of Srila Prabhupada, I would be dead by now, or in the deepest darkness of Tamagun. So very, very fortunate. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So in this section of Srimad Bhagavatam, we hear how King Chitraketu has had darshan of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And then he's enjoying life. He's in a transcendental airplane, traveling around the universe with the Vidyadhara women and enjoying like anything. And then he comes across the Sumeru mountain. And in the groves of the Sumeru mountain, he sees Lord Shiva, Goddess Parvati, and so many sages, siddhas, charnas, and great personalities. They're in an assembly. And very unusually, Lord Shiva is sitting with Parvati on his lap, which is very unusual. But none of the charnas or siddhas or sages have said anything about it. But King Chitraketu, when he sees this, he laughs very loudly. Ha 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 ha! And Shiva looks up and Parvati looks up, and Parvati gets insulted. And King Chitraketu, he criticizes Lord Shiva. He says, he is the president in the assembly of strict followers of the Vedic principles. Nonetheless, he is seated with his wife on his lap in the midst of saintly persons, and he's embracing her as if he were a shameless, ordinary human being. So this is very disrespectful to make this statement, because Lord Shiva is such a wonderful, great personality. Vaishnava yatha namita Shambhu, that of all Vaishnavas, Lord Shiva is the greatest. So who is King Chitraketu? A great personality, but nothing compared to Lord Shiva. Who is he to make this criticism? So Parvati becomes very angry, and she cursed him. And because of this curse, Chitraketu later appeared as the demon Vritasura. So let's look today at today's verse, and we'll see the curse of Parvati Devi. And this is her curse today. Bhagavatam 6:17, 15. She says, O impudent one, my dear son, now take birth in a low sinful family of demons, so that you will not commit such an offense again towards exalted saintly persons in this world. So Parvati is leveling this curse today. Today is the day of the curse. Today she curses King Chitraketu. And she calls him impudent. Impudent means someone who is proud, someone who is puffed up, someone who lacks consideration for others, someone who is self-centered. Such a person is called impudent. So she uses the word impudent. If we look at the Sanskrit today, we see impudent, durmate. Dur means like bad, durmate. O impudent one. And what is her curse? Ataha, therefore, papiyasim. Go to the most sinful species of life. Jai, Shishi Gorni Tai Ki Jai. What kind of birth will he take? Surim. Sura means saintly. I have a friend named Suradas Prabhu. He's in charge of the ISKCON Kargar temple. Wonderful devotee, Suradas. So Asura means unsaintly or demoniac. So Parvati is cursing King Chitraketu to take birth Asurim in a demoniac family. Why? Because dormate, he's impotent. And she's doing this as a mother to protect the child. So later on the purport, we'll hear about how Mother Yashoda, she even tries to tie up Krishna to punish and protect him. So Mother Durga, Parvati, she's also a mother, and she even calls him Putra. Putra means son. My dear son, I'm cursing you for your own good. So the mother will punish the children, but for the benefit of the children. I remember one time my mother caught me lying. I said a lie. I said one thing to her and another thing to my father. So they got in an argument. And then they found out I had given different information to each one of them. So then my mother gave me a big slap. And she said, don't lie. And I cried, wah, wah. But it helped me develop the quality of truthfulness. Another time, I was together with my mother, and children do something called whining. Do you know this word, whine? When children whine? I don't whine. And then I started whining, and then boom, big slap. I was crying, and she said, don't whine. So I stopped whining. And also, whining is like complaining. So also, I think she taught me, don't complain, you know? Don't criticize, don't complain. And then another time, I was criticizing someone, and my mother, again, boom, wah, I was crying, and she said, if you can't say something nice, don't say anything. If you can't say anything nice, don't say anything. So this also helped create a culture in me that I avoid criticizing people. And I owe that to my mother, because she taught me that from a very early age. So in today's verse, Parvati is also giving Chitraketu a slap. She's giving him a curse, but it's for his own good, putra, so that he won't offend devotees more, because it's dangerous to offend devotees. So she's taking him out of that opportunity, out of that position. And she's punishing him. So this is the translation. O impudent one, my dear son, now take birth in a low sinful family of demons, so that you will not commit such an offense again toward exalted saintly persons in this world. So she's avoiding the offending nature, and she's punishing him for his criticism of Lord Shiva. So in the purport today, we hear how one should be very careful not to commit offenses at the lotus feet of Vaishnavas, of whom Lord Shiva is the best. And the example is given of the mad elephant. So what we should do is respect the Vaishnavas, but if we make offenses, it's like a mad elephant, Hati Mata, that can destroy our whole garden of devotion. So we should be very, very careful not to commit offenses at the lotus feet of Vaishnavas. So Chitraketu Maharaj was undoubtedly a Vaishnava, and Mother Parvati addresses him as Putra, or son. My dear son, you have made a mistake. This is for your own good. Everyone is the son of Mother Durga, but she's not an ordinary mother. As soon as there's a small discrepancy, Prabhupada writes in the purport today, small discrepancy in a demon's behavior, Mother Durga immediately punishes the demon so that he may come to his senses. So there's a small discrepancy, Mother Durga punishes so that he comes to his senses. The mother corrects the child to protect the child and bless the child. And Prabhupada quotes this very important shloka today in the Bhagavad Gita, in the purport. This is chapter 7, text number 14. Very important and very famous verse. Devi Yesha Gunamayi Mama Maya Duratyaya Mameva Ye Prapadyante Mayame Tantarantite. This divine energy of mind, consisting of the three modes of material nature, is difficult to overcome. But those who have surrendered unto me can easily cross beyond it. Very difficult, duratya, very difficult to overcome. This is the mercy. So how to surrender to Krishna, how to overcome Maya. Mam eva ye prapadyante, maya me tantarantite. By surrendering to Krishna, we can overcome Maya. So surrender to Krishna means surrendering to the devotees of Krishna and Krishna's instructions. Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra. We surrender to Guru, saintly persons, and the scriptures, the words of Krishna. No one can be a proper servant of Krishna unless he's proper servant of a devotee. And the mood we want to cultivate is servant of the servant of the servant of the servant of the devotees. Gopi Bhartor Padakamalayur Das Das Anudasaha. We aspire to be servant of the servant of the servant of the master of the gopis. In the purport today, Srila Prabhupada quotes a song by Srila Narottam Das Thakur. Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistar Pache Keba. Without serving a servant of Krishna, one cannot be elevated to be a servant of Krishna himself. So it's really compulsory that we serve the Vaishnavas, we serve the devotees. And then we can be elevated to serving Krishna. Serve the Vaishnavas and through them gain access to the service of Krishna. Therefore, Mother Parvati spoke to Chitraketu exactly like a mother who says to her naughty child, "My dear child, I am doing this so that you won't do anything like this again." And then in the purport, Prabhupada concludes the purport today by speaking about Mother Yashoda. That the tendency of a mother to correct a child is found even in Mother Yashoda. Thus, it's the duty of the mother to correct her son, even in the case that he's the Supreme Lord. So we all know the wonderful pastime of Damodar Leela, that Mother Yashoda is churning the makhan, the yogurt, into butter. Krishna wakes up, Krishna drinks from her milk, her breast milk, and then there's milk boiling on the stove, and the milk starts to boil over, and Mother Yashoda puts Krishna down and runs into the kitchen to save the milk. And Krishna is very angry, and he takes a stone and he breaks the matka, the clay pot, with the yogurt and the butter, starts to eat the butter, and then he starts to feed that butter to the monkeys, and the monkeys are very happy. And then Mother Yashoda comes back from the kitchen. She sees the broken pot. She sees little footprints of Krishna, and she understands that this is Krishna's work. She takes a whipping stick and starts following the footprints. She sees Krishna's feeding the butter to the monkeys, and then the monkeys see Mother Yashoda, and they get upset, they get agitated, they get surprised, and they scream, and they start running. And then Krishna sees Mother Yashoda, and he jumps down from the grinding mortar. Krishna runs ahead, Mother Yashoda's running behind. Krishna's ahead, Mother Yashoda's behind. Krishna's ahead, Mother Yashoda's behind. And then finally, it's mentioned that no yogi can capture the Supreme Lord. But because of Mother Yashoda's pure love for Krishna, then Krishna allows Mother Yashoda to catch him. And then Mother Yashoda wants to punish him and also protect him, because she's afraid that he is so scared. He's crying tears. He's breathing very fast. He's asking her, please put down the stick. Please put down the stick. And she says, if I just leave him like this, he may run into the forest and he may be attacked by some monkeys, or he may hurt his foot on some sharp stone or on a thorn. So she decides to try to tie up Krishna to the grinding mortar. And every time she tries to tie Krishna, the rope is 2 fingers too short. So she keeps trying and makes the rope bigger and bigger, more ropes. Every time, 2 fingers too short. Then she calls all of her friends, bring your ropes, bring your ropes. All the ropes in Gokul are brought. Ropes in Gokul are used for what? What purpose? Tie the cows. So on this day, all the cows were free. They're very happy. So then Mother Yashoda is really trying, but she's not having success. She's perspiring. Then yeya tamam prapadyante tams tataiva bhajamyaham. Krishna says, as you surrender unto me, I reward you accordingly. So then Mother Yashoda is allowed to tie up Krishna by Krishna himself. And Mother Yashoda ties Krishna. So she's punishing him like that. Just like Parvati is punishing King Chitraketu. So it's understood that Mother Durga, she was justified in her act. And it was actually a benediction to Chitraketu. Because, why was it a boon? Why was it a benediction? Because after taking birth as a demon Vritasura, he got promoted directly to Vaikuntha, and he got to play a very important role in Srimad Bhagavatam by chanting very auspicious prayers, very famous prayers. And he makes one beautiful prayer that just like a Kurari bird is just wants to drink the water from the cloud and nothing else. And just as a wife is waiting for her husband to come home from a long journey and satisfy her. And like this, the devotee is not satisfied with anything except for Krishna. The devotee is always desiring the association and service of Krishna. So wonderful prayers he's offering as he had his battle with Indra. Indra kills him. And then he goes to Vaikuntha. So we see a modern day analogy. If a child is drinking poison, the mother will stop the child from drinking the poison. And the child cries when the poison is taken away. So it looks harsh. Oh, the mother's taking something away from the child is crying. But actually it's the greatest compassion, because if the mother would let the child drink the poison, the child would die. Okay, so we just ran through the Damodar Leela. So here we have the slides. Jai Ho. She's churning the butter, and Krishna's angry because Mother Yashoda left him. So then Krishna breaks the pot and starts feeding the mukkan to the monkeys. And Mother Yashoda sees Krishna. She chases him with the stick. She captures him. He's crying. She tries to tie him up. There's not enough rope. Everyone brings a rope in Gokul. And finally she's successful in tying him up. Shri Yashoda Damodar ki jai. So Damo means rope and Udara means stomach. She's tying Krishna around the stomach. And then there's more Leela. He liberates the twin Arjuna trees. So these two demigods, what are their names? Nalakuvera and Manigriva. So he frees them from the curse. They were also cursed. They were cursed by Narad. And Prabhupada mentions in that section that even if a devotee curses you, it's for your benefit. So of course Durga Devi, she's a great devotee of the Lord. So she cursed Chitraketu, it was for his benefit. Jai Ho, Jai Ho. So Prahlad Maharaj expresses compassion for the suffering souls. This is Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 7, Chapter 9, Text 43. Naivo dvijay para duratyaya. I think it's different. Naivo dvijay para duratyaya vatarayas. Tvadvirya gayana mahamrita magna chittaha. Sochetato vimukachetasa indriyartha. Maya sukaya bharam udvahato vimudhan. O best of the great personalities, I am not at all afraid of material existence. For wherever I stay, I am fully absorbed in thoughts of your glories and activities. My concern is only for the fools and rascals who are making elaborate plans for material happiness and maintaining their families, societies, and countries. I am simply concerned with love for them. So this is the compassion of the devotee. And this is actually the mood of compassion that Durga Devi is acting from by cursing King Chitraketu. Question to all of you. If Kali personified had an Instagram account, what would he post to spread Vaishnav aparad? Any guesses? 10 amazing hacks to criticize a devotee. Introducing worship of Wi-Fi instead of deities. How to destroy bhakti in 3 easy steps. We see an analogy, fire in the storehouse. In the storehouse there may be rice, grains, wealth, but if there's even one spark in the storehouse, then what happens? There can be a great fire and everything can be destroyed. So bhakti takes years and lifetimes to build. But one wrong spark, one offense, can burn everything down very quickly. Here's a verse from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya Lila 19, 156. Yadi Vaishnava aparada ute hati mata. Upadeva chinde tara sukiyaya pata. If the devotee commits an offense at the feet of a Vaishnava while cultivating the creeper of devotional service in the material world, his offense is compared to a mad elephant that uproots the creeper and breaks it. In this way, the leaves of the creeper are dried up. So if a creeper is growing up a tree and then someone pulls it out from the roots, if someone breaks the creeper no longer has the contact with the ground, no longer contact with nourishment, the creeper dies. So very, very dangerous. Here's another analogy. Punctured water pot. You carry water for hours, but there's a small hole at the bottom and everything leaks out. So spiritual practices, we're doing them eternally, externally, but offenses drain bhakti internally. The knife in surgery, it's used for surgery, it's used to help others. A knife in the hands of a criminal can kill. So our words are the same way. Our words can help us, or our words can hurt us. Words can heal or kill. A saint speaks very carefully, but criticism is like spiritual stabbing. And it's said that harsh words from a loved one or a relative are like burning arrows entering into one's heart. So our words can have very strong effect on others, especially those who are close to us. So we have to be very, very careful. Do you find this is to be a good-looking door? Is this a nice door? Does it look good? Yeah. But inside, there's termites. Outside, beautiful furniture, but inside, hollow. Similarly, a person may lecture nicely, put on nice tilak, dress as a devotee, know Shastra, but criticism inside, the tendency to criticize others, it makes our spiritual life hollow. Looks like everything is healthy on the outside, but inside, very, very weak structure. Just like climbing a ladder. Vaishnavas can help us advance, they can help us rise. But then, criticizing those Vaishnavas that help us is like kicking away the ladder we climbed on. And ultimately, we're put in a very, very dangerous situation. We see this also in the pastime of Gopal Chapal. He offended Srivas Thakur. He put a plate of worship for Durga Devi outside Srivas Thakur's home with like red flour and some liquor, these things used in Durga Puja. And he called everyone in the neighborhood, come, see what Srivas Thakur, actually Srivas Thakur, he called everyone when he saw it. Come see what I'm doing, see what I'm doing. And then it was so offensive that he was cursed, and he contacted leprosy within 3 days. And he begged Chaitanya Mahaprabhu for forgiveness. But Lord Chaitanya said, I will not forgive you. Only Srivas Thakur can forgive. Otherwise you'll face hellish suffering. So Srivas was requested to forgive him, but Srivas said, I'm lower than a worm. How can someone commit offense against me? But eventually he forgave Gopal Chapala. So the lesson is we should never commit these offenses. Don't try to blaspheme the reputation. Don't try to do this character assassination. We see even today in our contemporary times on the social media, people are assassinating each other's character. And it's very, very dangerous. We were discussing yesterday that there are some issues that are polarizing ISKCON. Some devotees are on one side of the issue, some devotees are on the other side of the issue. This side is saying you all are apasampradaya, and the other side are criticizing them that, what is the criticism?
The smartest.
You are like smartas. You are like smartas. You are apasampradayak, you are like smartas. And this kind of aparad is going back and forth. So it's very, very dangerous. So these offenses are serious. And even the Lord doesn't override the offenses unless those devotees who we offend, unless they forgive us. This is a good slide. I like this slide. Can you see what he's doing? He's spitting at the sky. If we spit at the sky, it falls on us only. So when we throw our criticism at others, it doesn't affect them as much as it affects us.
In Russian culture, they have a strong analogy. They say it's like a passing water against the wind.
Passing water against the wind. We have that in America also. Peeing against the wind. So you passing water against the wind, it just gets blown on you. Right? So criticism harms the critic more than that person that's criticized. So this looks like an ordinary wire, right? Looks like a wire. But touching the electric wire, electricity is invisible but very powerful. Vaishnavas may appear like ordinary people, but they're spiritually charged. They're dear to Krishna. So we should be, if we approach Vaishnavas improperly, without proper respect, it's very, very dangerous. Sometimes devotees chant 16 rounds and 64 criticisms. That's their sadhana, right? 64 rounds and 16 rounds and 64 criticisms. Prabhupada's purport: anyone who wishes to advance in Krishna consciousness must try to serve the devotees of Krishna. As Narottam Thakur says, Chadiya Vaishnava Seva Nistara Peyache Keba. Without serving a self-realized Vaishnava, no one has ever been released from the materialistic way of life. Srila Prabhupada. Purport: Chaitanya Charitamrita Antyalila 13.113. So which is harder, chanting rounds or avoiding criticism?
Different for different devotees.
Different for different devotees. So how is it for you? I won't ask you. You can answer that question in your own heart. So let's reflect. How do you plan to protect bhakti from the mad elephant in the garden of devotion? So let's make groups. We have one group here, one group there. Why don't you discuss for 1 or 2 minutes? And the question is how to protect ourselves from the mad elephant of criticizing devotees. Okay, you have a couple of minutes. Please go ahead. Discuss. For me personally, I think the action of offering Dandavat Pranams to all the Vaishnavas is very healthy. Raghunath Das Goswami, he offered obeisances 2,000 times a day to devotees. So it's a valuable anga or limb or aspect of sadhana to regularly offer our obeisances to the devotees. So take every opportunity to humble ourselves, get down on the ground, on our hands and knees, on the floor, before the Vaishnavas. This will help protect us. And also, be careful not to accept too much puja, too much worship, too much appreciation. we should keep it real. And we should be transparent. We should channel all the appreciation and glory that's coming to us, to whom it belongs, to the Vaishnavas, to gurus, our gurus, Shiksha gurus, Diksha gurus, and especially our founder Acharya, Srila Bhai Charanaravinda, Bhaktivedanta Swami, Srila Prabhupada. This will be very, very helpful to pass the glorification on and cultivate gratitude and appreciation for Vaishnavas. You should see the good qualities in others, like a honeybee goes in a very dirty place, but if there's one flower, zzz, the honeybee will go to the flower. On a fly, if there's a garden filled with flowers, but there's one piece of stool, that fly will go right for the stool. So we should train our vision. We should be sudarshana and not kudarshana. We should have a favorable vision, see the good qualities in devotees, and not the bad qualities. This will help us. Of course, managers, that's their service to see the bad qualities and correct. And Durga Devi is the great manager. She's the mother of the universe. The mother manages the household. Durga Devi manages the household of the material existence. She punishes the children. And it's her duty to see the bad qualities. Even one wrong thing, she's very quick to punish. Devi Yeshu Gunamayi, Mama Maya Drataya, Mama Eva Ye Pupadyante, Maya Me Tantrantite. When we engage in fully devoting ourselves and absorbing and surrender to Krishna, then Durga Devi also she'll help us. She's always helping us, but she'll help us in a more favorable way in our service and surrender to Krishna. So good sadhana, nicely chanting, attentively chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I see the devotees are really enjoying this, benefiting from this exercise. So I'll let it go on a little bit longer. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Who needs more time?
We can stop any time, or we can continue anytime. The subject is so vast.
It's a vast subject, yeah.
It's actually, yeah.
Okay, let's conclude, so then we can have a discussion amongst all of us. Please come back to the group.
Have a conference.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you so much. So most important, overcoming all of this is the Yuga Dharma, the medicine that Lord Chaitanya has given us. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, Kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyata. Brihad Narada Purana explains, chant the holy names, chant the holy names, chant the holy names. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. So here we've seen Parvati Mata. She's cursed King Chitraketu today in the mood of a mother caring for the child. Parvati is caring for Chitraketu and therefore leveling this curse. Just as Mother Yashoda is caring for Krishna and also punishing Krishna, tying him up. So the curse, O impudent one, my dear son, now take birth in a low sinful family of demons, so that you will not commit such an offense again toward exalted, saintly persons in this world. Thank you very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Are there any questions or comments? Yes. Hare Krishna.
So, where the sentence mentioned when a demon even commits a small mistake, Durga Mata immediately punishes. Demons, their nature itself is to do karma, right? Like do sinful activities. So they will be committing mistakes. That's the tendency, right, Maharaj? How should I? Like, if at all, okay. I mean, I have both Asuric and both demon and saintly qualities as a human. But so when I'm having the tendency of making, so if being an Asura or a demon whose tendency itself is that they will be committing every single time, because that is the mindset. How should I understand that sentence? If at all it's, I'm a saintly, I can't say if I'm a saintly person and have all good qualities. Maybe I'm like a mix of. So if somewhere something comes once in a while because I'm having both, then somewhere I feel okay. But when a person itself is a demon.
Is this the sentence you're talking about?
As a small discrepancy, I was trying to understand.
As soon as there's a small discrepancy in the demon's behavior, Mother Durga immediately punishes the demon so that he may come to his senses. So is your question that, is Mother Durga also punishing us?
No, the question is, demon's behavior is to make mistakes, right? They commit offenses or harming.
By default, they will.
By default, exactly. That's their tendency itself. So they will. I'm just trying to understand. Even when if that is the nature, then they'll keep getting punishments like.
At every step.
Every step, like every moment, because their tendency itself is to make mistakes.
So your question, let me see if I can understand your question.
I'm not knowing how to word
You're not formulating a question, but let me see if I understand you. You're saying that, is it true that because demons have a particular nature, they're making mistakes and offenses at every step, so therefore Mother Durga is constantly punishing them? Is that true? That's the question you're asking?
Yes, section of it.
Okay, let me try answering that first. So, yes, demons are getting punished every moment. Janma, Mrityu, Jara, Vyadi, Dukkha Doshanudarshanam, birth, death, disease, and old age. Demons are getting punished left and right. Not to mention Adiyatmik Klesh, Adibhotik Klesh, Adidaivik Klesh, miseries from the mind and the body, miseries from other living entities, miseries from nature. So there's a constant onslaught of suffering in the material world. And so-called happiness is just a little break from that suffering. So the example is used of a punishment used in the Middle Ages. There's a chair on a stick, and there's a body of water, and they tie the person into the chair. And then they put the chair under the water, and the person can't breathe. And then just as the water is starting to go into the lungs, they bring the person out, and they slap the person in the chest, and the water comes out. And then they put him under the water again. And he's struggling and struggling, and then the water starts to come in, and then they bring him up, slap him, the water comes out, and then they put him in the water again. And this happens again and again and again. So that little, that's our happiness in this world. We get a little break from the extreme suffering. So this is happening constantly to those who have demoniac tendencies and who are making these offenses and making these aparads and making these mistakes. Punishment is happening again and again. So we think of punishment, okay, someone is getting stabbed or shot. You know, how Mother Durga is punishing. She's punishing through the adhyatmic klesh, adhidaivik klesh, adhibautik klesh. These miseries, threefold miseries, body and mind, other living entities, nature. This is her Trishud. Durga Devi has a Trishud. And it's these three kleshas that she's punishing the living entities with them. Does that answer your question?
Yes, just to follow up on one. So is it that the asuras who are so is it that asuras, because of getting punished, do asuras even understand that they are actually getting punished?
No, they don't understand. Question is, do asuras understand they're getting punished?
Yeah.
Generally not. They think they're happy. They think that that's enjoyment for them. And sometimes they realize they're suffering. Why this is happening to me? Why me? But generally, the mood of the asura is mentioned in 16th chapter of Bhagavad Gita. I am very powerful. I will destroy my enemies. So much wealth I have today, more wealth I have tomorrow. My family will expand. My position, my influence will expand. Just see how powerful I am. This is the general mood of asuras. But once in a while they get really slammed so hard by Durga Devi, and they say, what's happening? Why me? Sometimes they get frustrated with material existence. I keep trying to enjoy, but ultimately I'm always frustrated. So what to do? So then Bhagavad Gita comes. Sarvadharman prachaja mamekam sharanam raja aham tvam sarva papebhyo mokshayishami ma suchaha. Abandon all varieties of religion. Just surrender unto me. I will protect you from all sinful reactions. Do not fear. So after being repeatedly punished by Durga Devi, some come to their senses and say, I surrender. Don't punish me anymore. I'm waving the white flag. I surrender to Krishna. Does that answer your question? Thank you so much. Any other questions, comments? Yes, Prabhu.
It's probably more of a comment.
Can I offer you the mic? Then it will come on the recording. Can you
When we were discussing how we can protect ourselves from Vaishnava Aparadha, so what came to the center of attention is that we should not try to imitate a humility at the same time, because we can see the tendency that devotees they're trying to act externally as being humble, and then there is element of self-deception, and there is an element of deception even of the Vaishnavas, because Vaishnavas see someone is externally acting as being humble, and they just give this feedback, oh, this devotee is humble, and it's it reinforces, you start to believe that you're actually humble. And when you believe when you're humble, and when in reality you're not, your strive, your urge to move towards genuine humility is arrested, limited. So that's one point which came from. And then also Bhaktivinoda Thakur says that there are at least two legitimate reasons to point out to some problems or some issues. When first, if we genuinely take an example of someone's mistakes, to instruct others, if someone is in a position of teaching others, but intent only to instruct others, not to humiliate or put down anyone else. Those two should be thoroughly divorced. And another one, when someone feels confident enough that by bringing some issues, pointing out certain details, at the right time, in the right way, he may actually change the devotee's behavior. So if those two motivations are absolutely dominant in someone's heart, then someone may exercise pointing out some problems, some issues, or some alternative ways of dealing with some problems. Also, overall, we can see that there is seemingly, apparently, kind of a contradiction between being humble and being intelligent sometimes, because it seems like if I'm just humble and just shut myself down, and I would never. So that means I need to arrest my intelligent faculty, because intelligence means discriminating between what's good, what is not good, what is high, what is superior, what is low. So if I'm just shutting my intelligence, then in long term my ability to serve meaningfully as well will be diminished, because you need to legitimately exercise your intelligence. But it seems that sometimes exercise of intelligence sometimes clashes with the idea of being humble. There is a tension between two. So it is to be decided on a case-to-case basis. What is your adhikar? Can you do this? Is it the right place? Is it the right time? And then, are you willing to take the risk, or not? So that's probably the what. And also, of course, we said that what will help us to protect from Vaishnava Bharat, it's a express of a gratitude. Because not gratitude by appointment, okay? Gratitude by appointment means, there is some good, Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja, and everyone just comes and says things, That's a gratitude by appointment. Gratitude, a continuous gratitude, natural attitude, creates the energy in the heart and our system which is like incompatible with the malicious or unwarranted criticism. Those two just cannot get together, like a water and fire. It's whether the one or another. So if we take to the practice of regularly reminding ourselves that we have a lot of things to be grateful for, so that will create the stream that will uplift our consciousness, and that will be very helpful to stay away from unwarranted criticism. Yeah. So that's all.
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Very, very relevant points. Very, very relevant points. And maybe I can comment a little bit more on some of the points that you shared. That one thing is that you shared about that we shouldn't imitate humility. It can be a form of self-deception. And if we think we're humble, then we don't have the motivation to actually become humble. So that's very important. One of the great lessons that I learned in my life, or I'm in the process of learning, is I think I may have shared this. I was in Chopati and Radhanath Maharaj came in the ashram and he asked me, have you seen the Back to Godhead magazine? Your photo has come on the front cover. And I said, yes, I've seen it. And he said, do you carry a copy of this Back to Godhead magazine with your photo to show your friends? And I said, no. And he said, why not? And I said, if I did that, I might become puffed up. And then Maharaj said, really? You mean you're not already puffed up? So he helped me realize that even though I thought I was humble, even though I had this false humility, at the same time, he made it very clear to me that actually I'm not very humble. So he exposed me. He exposed, like sometimes if there's an injury and it's not healing properly, the doctor will like clean it up and expose it so that it heals properly. So he exposed it to me so I can understand, oh, I have this ahankar, this big false ego. So that was a very important lesson for me, that we should never be under at least myself, I should never be under the illusion that that I'm humble. There's a long way to go. So like that. So that's a very relevant point. Another point you raised, very relevant, was about Bhaktivinoda Thakur's comments that when is it okay to criticize others? When is it favorable for devotional service? Like Sharanagati, surrender means accept what's favorable, reject what's unfavorable. So when would it be favorable to criticize devotees? So one point is that you pointed out if you have a position to teach others, if you're a temple president, or if you're a guru in the society, a shiksha guru or a diksha guru, like that, if you're a manager and you need to teach others, so if you do it for the benefit of helping others understand what is correct for the benefit of the community, then it's considered acceptable. So I remember one instance, it was Gaur Purnima, maybe 1998 or 1999 in Mayapur. I attended the Gaur Purnima festival. And there was big Vyasasan with 3 sannyasis, Prabhupada disciples sitting. I don't remember all of them, but I do remember one of them. And that was His Holiness Jai SKCSwami Maharaj. Jai SKCSwami Maharaj ki Jai. So these 3 speakers sat on the one platform. And Jai SKCSwami Maharaj had a nice flower garland, like this one. And the other 2 devotees did not have. And then one devotee, looks like Jai SKCSwami Maharaj's disciple, comes in front of everyone with an even bigger flower garland. And it seems like he's so delighted that he has this big garland and he has the opportunity to garland Guru Maharaj. Maybe in front of all these people, but he's really looking forward to giving this garland to Guru Maharaj. So he goes in front of Guru Maharaj and is just about to put the garland, and then Maharaj goes, whack! It slaps him right in the face, really loud. You can like hear it echo through the whole temple room. And the devotee is like shocked. What just happened? Why? What? So and all the devotees, there's like 2,000-3,000 devotees. It's Gaur Purnima, that's the class, morning class. Everyone is shocked. And then one of this Prabhu's god brothers like takes him by the hand and like leads him away. And then 5 minutes later, he comes back with 2 flower garlands, and garlands both of Guru Maharaj's god brothers. And then Guru Maharaj is santusht, he's satisfied, like that. So what an amazing punishment in front of thousands of devotees. But it was to teach everyone that we have to respect not only the Diksha Guru, but also the Diksha Guru's god brothers, god sisters, like that. We should give all respect. So that's a good example, I think. that I still remember to this day. And you also spoke about the second point when Bhaktivinoda Thakur says it's appropriate to criticize, was that if you're confident that you may be able to give some benefit, give some positive result, that you can help the situation, doing it at the right time, in the right way. So you may exercise that, you point out the issues at the right time, in the right way, according to the correct etiquettes, which is generally bringing it to the attention of senior Vaishnavas so that they can take appropriate action. Right? Yeah. So, you also mentioned that there's sometimes a tension between humility and intelligence. That we practice humility, we accept the instructions of others, but also we have our intelligence, and we discriminate. What is the right instruction, which is the wrong instruction, what should I accept? So if someone gives an instruction, and we think by our intelligence that it's a wrong instruction, we may be accused of not being humble if we don't follow. So it's a tension. So I'm somehow reminded of Chaitanya Charitamrita, when Lord Chaitanya goes to Varanasi and he meets Prakashananda Saraswati Thakur. And Prakashananda Saraswati, with his 60,000 disciples, he says, why you're just engaged in sentimental chanting and dancing? You're a sannyasi. You should study Vedanta. So if Lord Chaitanya was humble, he might have just said, yes, I accept. But he was humble. He is humble in that he said, my spiritual master said that I am a fool and I have no capacity for Vedanta. And he told me, Har Nama, Har Nama, Har Nama eva kevalam, Kalo nasteva, nasteva, nasteva gatiranyata. In this age of Kali, chant the holy name, chant the holy name, chant the holy name. There's no other way, no other way, no other way. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And the last point that you had made was cultivation of gratitude, and how if we cultivate gratitude nicely, then there's no room for mood of criticism of others. Just like, and you gave a very interesting term I've never heard before, gratitude by appointment. Means if I want to meet you at 2 o'clock, we make an appointment, right? We'll meet at 2 o'clock. So I'm going to be grateful at 2 o'clock. Gratitude by appointment. Like Vyasa Puja. Okay, it's Prabhupada's, Srila Prabhupada's Vyasa Puja, so today we'll be grateful. We have an appointment for gratitude. But Prabhu is encouraging the culture of constant gratitude. Because if there's constant gratitude, then there's no room for envy and this thought of criticism of other devotees in a bad way like this. So I'm reminded of an example. If you have dirty water in a glass that's dirty, if you keep pouring milk is heavier than dirty water. All the dirt, all the water will come out. If you keep pouring, eventually only milk. So if we have a constant pouring of gratitude into our consciousness, then all the dirt of Vaishnav Ninda, Vaishnav envy, and criticism of Vaishnavas will come out. So this is a wonderful reminder to all of us to cultivate this attitude of gratitude. Thank you so much. So grateful to all of you for joining this morning. You want to share one more thing? Just let me give you the mic. Take a minute. Here, take the mic, please.
I think it is coming from Nityananda Vamsha, from the lineage of Vaishnavas which belongs to descendants of Nityananda Prabhu. And they have a very interesting interpretation of a Sharanagati. Yeah, we have these 6 moments of surrender. Anukulyasya sankalpah prakutyulyasya varjanam rakshishachiti vishvato gopirte varanam tatha atmani kshepa karmanye shadvitak Sharanagatih. So the first, acceptance of all what is favorable, rejection of what's unfavorable, accepting Krishna as the one, the only maintainer, and they truly believing that he will protect here. Then complete surrender, giving everything for the sake of Krishna. And here we say in being meek and humble. So, but in the lineage of Nityananda Prabhu, they say saying the same thing. You accomplish first 5. And he's saying, when upon accepting everything favorable, rejecting everything unfavorable, upon truly believing that Krishna will protect and accepting him as a maintainer and surrendering everything to the Krishna, which is extraordinary feat. At that point, you not succumb to the proud of achieving first 5 steps of the surrender. That's this type of humility which will really grant us a success. So even though the Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he puts the surrender first. So because without initial surrender, you cannot start your journey towards Krishna. So some initial dose of humility is required to start your journey. But then it said, but at the end, you need a double, triple, dose of a surrender, of a humility, to actually to maintain your devotion, because you achieve first 5 steps, which is incredible. First 5 steps of surrender. It's so rare, it's so unusual, it's so exalted. So therefore, it's easy to succumb to some sort of pride. But if you're not proud of accomplishing first 5 steps, you're truly blessed. And this type of humility is required. It's in the same way as a devotee sometimes discuss, okay, what is the Sambandha Abhideya Prayojana? Sambandha, it's our relationship with Krishna. And then Abhideya, we're practicing devotion, and then prayojan, we achieve aprema. Yeah. So, but there is another interpretation of what is sambandha. Yeah, you start with this initial idea of sambandha, you do abhideya, you achieve prema, and then again comes sambandha. That means who you are already in the lila, not philosophically, but in the lila-wise. Okay, now I'm, that's my service, that's my rasa, that's my guru. That's another level of sambandha. So here as well, another level of humility after completing first 5 steps of surrender, you're not succumbing to the pride. So that humility we all have to pray again and again. So that's Vanchiko.
Chanadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishnuna, amanina manadena, kirtaniya sadahari. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street. One should be more tolerant than the tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, desiring to give all respect to others, not desiring any respect for oneself. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy names of the Lord constantly. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. Vanchakalpatruvyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Hare Krishna. Yes.
Can we share what we...
You want to share something with us? Can you give them the microphone?
Do you want to share your point? Okay. So, Hare Krishna. So first, so Mataji was so beautifully gave me like a thought to, so our thought itself is to it should be to uplift the others, and as especially coming with devotees are very soft, sensitive, even though they are very spiritually powerful, but very cushiony, like soft, gentle. So and the devotees are actually trying very hard to follow the path of bhakti, so they're already even having all these conditioned behaviors or qualities. Devotees are trying so hard to perfect themselves. So if when we have that thought process that everyone is actually working towards it and working towards being becoming perfect, so we are all, in addition, we are struggling with that. So if we have that thought process, that will help to not criticize but to actually appreciate. So, did I convey properly, Mataji? Okay, so that was one. And second is, when if I'm going to criticize someone who is also Krishna's child, like how I am, Krishna is not going to be pleased. So if I'm having that thought process, so the second I think of criticizing, and when I have that thought process, Krishna is not going to be happy with me, because I'm criticizing one of the other child, like me. So that might help me when I have that thought process in me. That might help me from not criticizing. Another thing is, the second way, if I think of wanting to criticize someone, if I'm like immediately, if I think, okay, this is wrong to do, and if I cultivate the habit of actually seeing the good in them, so I'm seeing something bad in someone, and I'm like, no, this is not good for you or for them. So see the good, something good in them, that will help me from not criticizing or not facing an aparad, not doing an aparad. And if I'm not able to help myself, but I'm having so many negative thoughts about someone, and I'm not able to give jnana to myself, like I'm not able to help myself, I can go to a elevated person like a Shiksha Guru or someone and open my heart to say, I am I'm having this thought, please help me out of it. That might help me from not criticizing or not facing aparad. And Maharaj, correctly, in the last point you gave me an chant. So the more I chant, the more I will start having the good qualities and not criticize. Hare Krishna. Panchang pranam. Panchang pranam. Panchang pranam.
Thank you so much. I'm grateful to everyone for their kind contribution this morning and participation. And looking forward to seeing you again tomorrow for more Srimad Bhagavatam. And tonight is Harinam Sankirtan. 5 p.m. Downtown Perth. Okay, thank you so much. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.